low lights and top that. Me and my jabronis. On top that, me and my homie. All right, welcome to my YouTube channel, Loc'D. We are here again in the same outfit, same thing. I'm in grad school. I don't want to hear nothing you talking about me and the same. I think that's what I'm gonna do to stay afloat is film in the same outfit, a batch one, and I'm here with you, okay? And featuring my Patreon who is here to support me, okay? We're back at it. We are going to do 10 years of horror. Can I get the producers, people who are helping me make this happen? Am I hitting all three? Like, what am I doing for the screen recording? Shift Command 5. Okay, Shift Command 5. Oh my God. That is wonderful. Beautiful. Oh my God. I just learned something new today. Okay, I got it. Okay. I almost took my entire hair off my scalp the way I flung my hair back. This is not Willow Smith. We are not whipping hair set back and forth. Anyway, we have it up on the screen. 10 year of horror hits to read this October. Let's see how many we can see that's there for Blackoween. I'm gonna guess 2. Okay, let's see what they do. Horror published in 2025. We got Grady. No. We got The Buffalo Hunter's Hunter, 5 stars. Stephen King. No. Bad Eater of Other Names for Coursing, was soft enough, but I need to go back to that. The Lamb by Lucy Rose, I've never read. Hungerstone, never read. Bewitching, I read recently, 4 stars. I go anywhere between 3.75 and 4 stars for that book, but still good. Blood on Her Tongue, haven't read that. Yes, Aaron. The executive producers really came through. And also, Robin, what you said earlier, why do we gotta be murdered? It was in reference to another book it was a nonfiction that talked about 100 books you should die before you get murdered. And you should have seen that video before you seen this one, okay? Catch up. Anyway, We Used to Live Here. I fear that I DNF'd that book and I do not know why, so ignore me. That's not a really valid reason. Stephen King, we're not reading that. Incidents Around the House never felt like a book that I felt like I needed to read. Read Grady and King, read King and Eyes. I don't know. Okay, so Their Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. It is a book I want to read. My Darling Dreadful Thing is a book I want to read. Diavola looked like a book that I would buddy read. And then Chuck Tongue Tingle, Bury Your Gaze. I really like that book. And then T. Kingfisher is an author I've always wanted to read and just never got to them. Oh, those were the books that you read. Okay. Now, Holly by Stephen King. No, I don't think I'll be reading that one. Or How to Sell a Haunted House. The September House I need to read yesterday. It's Henry Due to Reformatory. Again, 5 stars. They keep giving us the same. It seems like we're getting the same books each time. Now, Dead of Winter, I actually have that one checked out now. I'll let you guys know how I feel about that one once I get into the thick of it. Lone Women, I really like that one. The mystery in that book down to the last chapter really had me. I was not expecting the twist in that book. And in a good way. Like, not expecting it. And then I put currently reading. I guess I haven't told the folks that I read it, huh? And then A Share of Nights is a book that I want to read, too. Oh, you didn't like that, Grady? Well, it was a house to sell, a haunted house that you didn't like? Probably, Now, we have went from 2003, 2004, and 2005. 2005, just to go, was there any black authors? None, but it was an indigenous author, so we're winning. Stephen Graham Jones. I did read 2 books from the 2005. Now, 2004, I read 1, which is Bury Your Gaze. And then 2023, I'm like 13, what? I read The Reformatory and Lone Women, and currently reading Dead of Winter. So, wait a minute. In 2024, was there any black authors? No. And that I know of. And then in 2023, we got Tanana Reed and Victor Lavelle. So we got 2. Anonymous number 1 says, How to Sell a Haunted House might be my favorite. I love the sibling relationship, exploration, and the grief. Ooh, do I need to grief right now? That's the question. I could have went somewhere else. I don't know why I disassociated. Cool, on y'all. Okay, so in 2002, I read The Hacienda. I tried to read Our Wives Under the Sea and DNF'd it. No reason at all. Don't even. And then The Children on the Hill, I've been trying to read for a while. Didn't get to it. Dead Silence was actually not a bad one. I don't think that was a bad one. I wonder what I gave it. Does it say what my review was? Let's see if it'll give us what my review. And my internet is moving so incredibly slow. What did I give it? I knew I couldn't trust myself. Because it was so far back. 2 stars, huh? That's how I felt. You know what I mean? You feel how you feel, I think, So I read Dead Silence, and I read The Hacienda. And The Hacienda, I agree, being on this list. What Moves the Dead, I read that book. I am having a hard time recalling that book. That's when I know, what's a book really that, a book could be good to me in a moment and then not memorable years later. And I hate that, because I read it in 2022, but I can tell you almost everything about The Hacienda. That's crazy. Anyway, so I read 3 books out of them. I don't think there's any black authors, but it is other people of color, which is also super dope. And yeah, just one, The Hacienda. Now we're going to 2021. In previous videos, I have talked about Slewfoot. It was just, it wasn't my thing. I did read The Last House on Needless Street. You won't catch me reading Haiti Hendrix. Haiti. I want him to be Haiti so bad. I'm calling him a devil. That's terrible. I read Hidden Pictures, but it's controversial. Okay. If grief over both parents passing and they have to sell a haunted house after. Oh, wow. We're talking about the haunted house. And then I read Grady. I don't remember it. Yeah. Yeah. My Heart is a Chainsaw is one of my favorite slasher reads. The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. Sorry, I read that one too. My favorite of all of them. So we got Stephen Graham Jones. Love that for us. Of all of the ones I've read, it's going to be Stephen Graham Jones. Yeah, yeah. Now, we're going to 2020. Mexican Gothic. Tender as the Flesh. The Only Good Indians. Ooh, we got some good contenders here. Home Before Dark. I don't think I read that, Riley Sager. The Southern Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampire. These people, whoever did this list, really want us to love Grady Hendrix. And that book is the only book that I read of his, and I only read part of it because it made my ass itch in a furious and expeditious way that I think that I got sick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just making shit up. But there are authors who write misogyny, and they are men, and it is too much for me. Because it's like, I'm reading a misogyny, and I know that you're a man, and it's making it hard for me to separate that this is you or this is fiction. So it'd be hard sometimes. So I couldn't finish that book. And then If It Bleeds, I've never read. Ring Shout, I've read. In the Hollow Places, I did start to read that one, and I didn't finish it because I just forgot about it. A lot of times, I just forget about going back to the book. So if I had to choose between Mexican Gothic, The Only Good Indians, and Ring Shout, and we got 2 more Black authors. Did we? Sorry, just 1. So now we up to 3. I'm going to have to choose The Only Good Indians of those 3 for horror published in 2020. Yeah, I think you should read that, Aaron. That one. Fire. All right, 2019. The Institute, I did read that one. That was some weird shit, for sure. Imaginary Friend, I thought about reading it. Salt Slow, haven't read. A Certain Hunger, never read it. Jennifer McMahon, The Invited. The Intercepts, The Girl in Red, and Joe Hill, Full Throttle Stories. I've read maybe 2 Stephen King books. And of the ones published in 2019, I know better, so I'm not gonna choose one there. And then horror published in 2018, just looking at it, Moon of Crusted Snow Winds. Outsider, I didn't read. Foe, The Hunger, Hunted, Dracul, Little Eyes, or Jawbone, I haven't read. However, I'm very curious about Hunted and Jawbone, mainly because Darcy Coates is an author I've wanted to read for a while, which is why I'm reading Dead of Winter by her currently. But yeah, you read The Outsider. How was The Outsider? I read, nothing from 2019. It'd be like that. I was just saying if I read any of these. So 2017 is when I started to get back into reading, and reading consistently in the way that I still do now. Now, Sleeping Beauties I didn't read. Her Body and Other Parties is a book I wanted to read. Into the Drowning Deep I have put on my Libby like 3 or 4 times. I still haven't read it. Wendy's Button Box. I haven't read that. That's co-authored with Stephen King and Richard Chismar. And then The Silent Companions is a book that I want to read. And The Changeling I have read. Mapping the Interior I have read. Things We Lost in the Fire Stories by Mariana Enriquez. If I had to choose between all of these, The Changeling was good. Also Mapping the Interior. I'm gonna have to choose them both. But now we have, I think now 5 times a Black, even though Victor LaBelle has been named multiple times. Now in 2016, The Ballad of Black Tom, I'm gonna have to say is the one that's gonna win because I really like that book. Another Victor LaBelle. So is this person who made this list only read Victor LaBelle? I'm thinking of Eating Things I haven't read. I haven't read anything by Joe Hill or John Langan or Matt Ruff. Well, I lied to you. I have read Lovecraft Country. And I read it because the TV show came out. Now I'm remembering. 2016, it's almost 10 years ago. I can't remember much about it. But I'm still gonna roll with the Ballad of Black Tom. I see you later. Go ahead. I'm done with my book and I'm actually gonna start Ring Shot. As you should. Anonymous one. As you should. Absolutely. Yeah, The Ballad of Black Tom, I really, really liked. And I wanted it to be serialized so bad. The Hunting of Ashford House, actually. There's quite a few of Darcy Coates that I want to read. And they're still in my business, telling you that was 490 on my to-read shelf. And I'm telling you my business, so I guess it is what it is. So that's it, folks. A lot I've never read. I mean, never read. And a lot I read that I didn't put on here. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for rocking with me for another, reaction to a Goodreads list, which every time I read the list, I'd be like, I can give you my own list, and this list ain't great. Okay? Anyway, see you later. Check you out on another video. Talk to you soon. Bye.